Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching today. So it is Monday, the 22nd of May. And man, it was a busy weekend and I am still recovering. I'm kind of dragging this morning. So I've tried to collect some happy fun articles. Not a lot of heavy news this morning. Just one kind of heavy news story. Yeah, let's see. So far, it's very lonely here in chat. All right, but yeah. So it's graduation week for my son. So we did a lot of house prep for a party we're gonna have next week. So lots of activity around the house. And I'm looking out at my hummingbird feeder, which I had a hummingbird visit last week, but not since. And it's got some sort of ick inside the bottle, so I think I'm gonna need to clean that out today. Which, yeah, maybe that's why the hummingbirds came and tasted it and said, "Man, that doesn't taste good. I'm not gonna do that." So yeah, maybe that's what's going on there. Not real sure. I was very excited. I had a hummingbird came and visit, and then it went away. Never came back. So, well, let us move on into the regularly scheduled program. All right. So, as I like to do, we're going to start with the state of travel on this Monday morning. For the most part, it looks pretty calm out here in the United States, at least. Not a lot of, there doesn't appear to be a lot of weather. It's interesting. We had a ton of weather in my area last night. Lightning, wind. It's a little chilly this morning. It is. My phone says, at least, that it is currently 59 degrees, and it's going to be 75 today, and it was like 90 yesterday. So we've cooled down quite a bit. But I don't see that storm on the radar here as I look at the map. Delay wise, looks like Chicago is leading the pack today, and I can't quite see. I wish I could move that. I don't remember. Not quite sure how many. The Chicago area, I guess. So 354 total delays between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. So more than 28 in Chicago, which frankly is pretty typical for Chicago. Seems like they always have some sort of delay. Atlanta with 28, Dallas-Fort Worth 28 as well, Houston with 25. And it did look, when I looked at it earlier, most of the weather looks like it's south of Atlanta, between Atlanta and Miami. So just random airport stuff would be my guess. So total delays so far today in the world, 15,950, 1,454 in the United States, 897 cancellations worldwide, with 57 in the United States. So the delays by airline, Aeromexico and my buddies at Wings Abadi are bringing up second. Shenzhen, Lion Air, China Eastern, Lufthansa, Volaris, Batik, China Southern, Aeromexico. So it must be something going on in Mexico. And airport-wise, looks like Benito Juarez, so that's Mexico City, I believe. Jakarta, Indonesia. Guangzhou, and China. Frankfurt. I haven't seen Frankfurt up that high in quite a while. Shenzhen, another Shenzhen. Or, I don't know. Anyway, Amsterdam in there too. By destination, Benito Juarez, and then basically the same list. And if we look at worldwide delays, let's check the United States. Looks like San Francisco. Let's check the list first. Frankfurt is experiencing arrival delays for airborne aircraft. Doesn't say why. London Gatwick. Also doesn't say why. Copenhagen, increasing delays and departure delays. San Francisco, low clouds in San Francisco. That's not unusual. Côte d'Azur, doesn't, just arrival delays. I wonder if that's related to, I'm not sure where that, Nice. Yeah, that's probably related to traffic coming into that area for the Formula One race at Monaco this weekend. That'd be my guess. Ben Gurion in Tel Aviv, Vienna. That doesn't say why. Zurich, doesn't say why. Don Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Again, departure delays. So these Mexican airports have consistently had an hour departure delay for the last 3 streams, I believe. So I don't know what's going on there. Shenzhen, basically China. So yeah, we scroll around a little bit. London Gatwick didn't make the big list. Oh, hey, refresh a lot. Yeah, Nice is close to Monaco. I'm guessing that's related to Formula One. We got Zurich up there. Interesting. I got Celsius and German in this case. Interesting. Anyway, so that's that. All right, let's get to the news. Here is the one real news story of the week, and the rest of it is just kind of fluff. American and JetBlue Airlines must end alliance, U.S. judge rules. Excuse me while I get a little water. All right. American Airlines Group must end its alliance with JetBlue Airways Corporation, a federal judge ruled on Friday, agreeing with the U.S. Justice Department that the arrangement means higher prices for consumers and ordering the companies to part ways within 30 days. 30 days, that's not a lot of time. The decision represented a victory for President Joe's administration, which has taken a hard line on consolidation and tie-ups in the aviation industry. The Justice Department, because the Justice Department should be investigating airplanes. The Justice Department, 6 states including Massachusetts as well as the District of Columbia, sued in 2021 to unwind the deal announced in 2020, calling the Northeast Alliance a de facto merger of the American and JetBlue Boston and New York operations that removes incentives for them to compete. In his ruling, U.S. District Judge Leo Sorokin, I've heard that name before. Why have I heard that name before? Said the partnership substantially diminishes competition in the domestic market for air travel. These 2 powerful air carriers act as one entity in the Northeast, allocating markets between them, replacing full-throttled competition with broad cooperation, the judge wrote. American is the largest U.S. airline by fleet size, and low-cost carrier JetBlue is the 6th largest. The airlines use the alliance to coordinate flights and pool revenue. JetBlue shares fell 1.8% for the day, while American closed down 1.5%. Both airlines said after the ruling they were evaluating their next steps. Well, they were given 30 days, so they got to evaluate pretty quickly. JetBlue said it was disappointed with the decision and that the Northeast Alliance has been a huge win for customers by extending the airline's low fares to more routes than would have been possible otherwise. American said the court's legal analysis is plainly incorrect and unprecedented for a joint venture. It added that the alliance has been a huge win for customers and anything but anti-competitive. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, boy, that guy is fun to listen to. I don't know if you've ever watched a hearing with him. If you're having trouble sleeping, listen to our Attorney General Merrick Garland, at least in my opinion. Something about his voice just puts me to sleep. Described the judge's decision as a win for Americans who rely on competition between airlines to travel affordably, Garland said. The Justice Department will continue to protect competition and enforce U.S. antitrust laws across industries, including the airline industry. I think they don't like JetBlue for some reason. The JetBlue American partnership was approved by the U.S. Transportation Department shortly before the end of former President Donald Trump's administration. Coincidence? The Justice Department in the lawsuit said the alliance would put nearly $700 million in extra annual costs on consumers and gives the airlines more than 80% of market share in flights from Boston to Washington and 6 other airports, including the New York areas JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. Lawyers for JetBlue and American have said the alliance has not raised airfares or resulted in fewer flights, has expanded flights and made the two airlines more competitive with Delta Airlines and United Airlines on U.S. Northeast routes. Sorokin said the alliance's effects resemble those of a merger of the parties' operations within the Northeast, and that American and JetBlue no longer compete with one another within the scope of the partnership. The judge gave the airlines 30 days to end the alliance. Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell called the ruling essential for fair competition and a significant victory, ensuring a more level playing field for Massachusetts consumers and all those traveling in and out of Boston Logan. Separately, the Justice Department joined 4 states, filed a suit in March aimed at stopping JetBlue from buying discount rival Spirit Airlines, saying the planned $3.8 billion merger will lead to higher fares and fewer seats, harming millions of consumers on hundreds of routes. The suit is set for trial in October. TD Cowen analyst Helene Becker said she believes the American JetBlue ruling has negative implications for the JetBlue Spirit merger. Yeah, I feel like they're picking on JetBlue for some reason. Airline mergers in recent years have led to a highly consolidated industry in which American, Delta, United, and Southwest Airlines control 80% of domestic travel, the department said. So why would you not allow another airline to take a big share of that? I don't know. It just seems a little sketch to me. You'd think that having another big airline would create more competition. That's kind of my take. Yeah, I also agree with the take on this article that it's probably not good for the Spirit JetBlue merger. As I've said also in the past, I'm fascinated to see what that would look like someday, because I just don't see how those two airlines end up merged. All right. It's a pretty quiet Monday morning. Not a lot of chat today. Tim Scott is going to run for president. I don't think anybody's going to be really... No comment. So I found this a while back, and it's been in my to-do list. I keep forgetting to bring it up. Air New Zealand reveals price of new economy class sleep pods. So if you've ever sat in economy and wanted to lay down, Air New Zealand is going to offer something. Normally lie flat airline seats. So this is a photo, people hanging out, sleeping, looks like. Normally lie flat airline seats are a luxury available for first and business class passengers, but that will change on some Air New Zealand flights when the airline launches SkyNest, a beds on board concept for economy class passengers in September of next year. The airline first announced the SkyNest concept, in which six sleep pods in a bunk bed configuration are available on select planes last year. This week, it provided more specifics about how booking, pricing, and other details will work. According to a press release issued by the airline, the 6 pods will be located between the economy and premium economy cabins on certain long-haul routes, including the 17-hour direct between New York City and Auckland, which ranks among the longest flights in the world. Passengers will be able to pre-book a slot in the pod for between New Zealand dollar 400 to 600 New Zealand dollars, which equates at the time of writing to $254 to $380 for a 4-hour block, in addition to the regular cost of their ticket. So it's excuse me. So you pay the normal cost of your ticket, plus you have to pay a premium for the pod. The cabin crew will change out the bedding in each pod after each use. The airline did a fair bit of research around sleep cycles. A typical sleep cycle is around 90 minutes, so a 4-hour session gives the opportunity for customers to wind down, fall asleep, and wake up, a representative for Air New Zealand told CNN Travel in 2022. Amenities in the Skynest will include USB charging ports, a reading light, earplugs, full-size sheets, a blanket, and a pillow. There are also seatbelts to make sure that the beds adhere to onboard safety protocols. Only one person at a time will be able to use the pod, even if people wish to share with partners or kids. To give more passengers the opportunity to try out the concept, everyone is limited to 1 4-hour session per flight based on availability. Right? So there's a picture with no people in it. Little pods. Interesting. We have zeroed in on sleep, comfort, and wellness because we know how important it is for our customers to arrive well-rested, Air New Zealand CEO Greg Ferran said in a statement last year. Whether they are heading straight into a meeting or to their first holiday hotspot, they want to hit the ground running. Skynest has been several years in the making. Our extensive research and design process, which spanned 5 years and 170,000 hours, has resulted in a product we're confident will revolutionize the in-flight experience for economy passengers, Air New Zealand Chief Customer and Sales Officer Leanne Garrity said in a statement. By launching Skynest, we are bringing to life our commitment to providing choice alongside the best possible experience for our passengers and to continue to innovate and lead the way in the aviation industry. Several Boeing 787 planes owned by the airline are being refurbished to make room for the new sleeping pods. While the cabin upgrade will take place at a Boeing facility, Skynest will be made and manufactured solely in New Zealand, said an airline statement. Despite still only being in the prototype phase, Skynest is among the finalists of this year's Crystal Cabin Awards, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. So if there's 4 pods, and you get 4 hours and you have a 17-hour flight, so that would be what, let's see, if you have a 16-hour flight with 4 hour, or that'd be 4 groups potentially, so only 16 people get to sleep. If I did my math right, that doesn't seem that doesn't really seem to be that. That's not a lot of people. 16 people get to lay down for a little while. Of course, maybe in economy that's a lot. I don't know. I'm sure they did some sort of market study, but 16 people out of a couple hundred. I don't know. That seems kind of. I don't know what I think about that. I would probably try it at least once, but I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that one. Anyway, since I don't have a lot of people in chat today, maybe you guys can comment on the replay, because that doesn't seem like a fantastic thing. I'll be interested to see if they make money on that. So, all right. Continuing with cabins, I did not know that Hawaiian was buying Dreamliners. I had assumed that they were an Airbus airline because they were purchasing A321s. So they fly A321s from a lot of the West Coast cities to the Hawaiian Islands. So I did not know they were getting 787s. So I was a little surprised by this, but it's interesting. Hawaiian Airlines, Hawaii's hometown carrier since 1929, today introduced. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Picture smaller, but that's okay. Today introduced an elevated standard of leisure travel inspired by early Polynesian voyages, with the unveiling of its Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner interior and new class of premium service, the Leihōkū suites. I have no idea if I said that properly. I apologize if I did not. Guests on board Hawaiian's 787 and Hawaiian 787 entering service beginning early next year on select routes will be immersed in cabin design elements that evoke Hawaii's rich natural world through bold textures, island-inspired sunrise and sunset lighting, and sinuous ocean and wind patterns. Can I make that big? I can make that big. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Pretty typical business class looking. It doesn't look like they have the airbag thing. You got a separate lamp. I'm guessing that's probably storage and a mirror. Get your remote, power port, seat controls, privacy barrier, since you are unlikely. That's close proximity if that's not your significant other, perhaps. Anyway, go back to the article. The combination of our evocative cabin design and unparalleled service will make our 787 the most relaxing and enjoyable choice for travel to and from Hawaii, said Avi McManus, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Hawaiian Airlines. We take pride in sharing our home with our guests, and the design and details of this product truly reflect what it means to be the flagship carrier of the Hawaiian Islands. Hawaii's 300-seat 787 features its newest premium product, which this means Garland of Stars, 34 suites that envelop guests in a tranquil, elegant space with fully flat seating and with 18-inch in-flight entertainment screen, personal outlets, wireless charging, and direct aisle access. Set in a 1-2-1 configuration with doors, the suites can offer privacy or a shared experience with combined double seats, allowing couples to fall asleep while gazing at a starlit ceiling. Oh, that sounds nice. I mean, yeah. In developing its suites, the Hawaiian became the first airline to partner with Adient Aerospace, a joint venture between the Boeing company and Adient, a world leader in automotive seats. My experience in the business class cabin of Hawaiian Airlines is those seats were comfortable as a seat or a recliner, but as a flatbed, they were not very comfortable. Might be better if you had an actual mattress pad, which I did not. So without a mattress pad, it was not great. It was evident from the beginning that Hawaiian Airlines is very passionate about its culture and branding, and making sure that this came through in the design language and in the passenger experience. It is so rewarding to bring this vision collaboratively to life and see it realized in the delivered product. In Hawaiian's 787 Dreamliner main cabin, consisting of 266 Collins Aerospace Aspire seats with ergonomically contoured back and armrests, guests will enjoy a lightweight, modern design that maximizes seat space, offers more shoulder and hip room, and features a 12-inch seatback monitor with USB-A and USB-C charging ports. 79 extra comfort seats offer more legroom and access to AC outlets. 79. This must be a Dash 10. That sounds like a big aircraft. Each design element of Hawaiian's 787 thoughtfully celebrates Polynesian navigators who sailed the Pacific by observing the stars, sun, wind, waves, and wildlife. The airline worked with design consultant Teague to realize Hawaiian's vision of honoring Pacific navigation in a modern aircraft. All right, this sounds pretty cool. The wind and waves that have shaped the Hawaiian archipelago are expressed through curved forms throughout the entryway and cabin. Accents of deep aqua grace the carpets and privacy dividers in the suites. A little about 787, fuel efficient, etc. Oh, it's a Dash 9. Hawaiian is scheduled to receive the first of 12 Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners in November, with remaining deliveries planned through 27. Like I said, I'm surprised they did Boeing. I figured A350-900s, but I thought they were an Airbus. I thought they were Airbus company, but apparently they're not. So yeah, cool. And then the About Hawaiian Airlines So I have to put that on my to-do list. I don't know what routes they're going to fly it on. I would guess high density like LAX into Hawaii. That'd be my guess. Did this have more photos? It did not. All right. So that's kind of cool. But my big surprise was Hawaiian's going to do Boeing. So pretty cool. All right. Now, I do not have this, so I don't know if this is a cool thing or not, but again, it caught my eye because I'm kind of a tech nerd as well. United becomes the first U.S. airline to support live activities for iPhone. So apparently this is a live activity. United Airlines announced it had become the first carrier in the United States to support live activities for iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I've got a 13, so apparently I can't use this. The new technology available to travelers will give United passengers real-time access to their boarding pass, gate and seat numbers, and a countdown clock to departure on their lock screen or while unlocked in the dynamic island, all without opening the airline's official app. So that's apparently what this does in an iPhone 14. This feature was designed to make it easier and faster for United flyers to receive timely updates and find important flight details as the airline's passengers check their mobile boarding pass and flight status nearly 800,000 times daily. We're seeing soaring demand for travel this summer, and live activities puts all the flight information you need right at your fingertips, whether your iPhone is locked or you're doing something else like checking email, listening to music, or texting friends. So that's pretty cool. So you could just like glance down at your phone and wake it up and it will tell you where you need to go and how long you have to get there. So I like this feature. This new feature is another way United is leveraging technology to improve our customers' travel journey, Linda Jojo. It's going to save passengers a lot of time, and we think they're going to love it, especially during a busy travel season. Support for live activities has started to roll out on United's travelers and will be widely available by the end of May. To experience the new features, customers should verify that their iPhone is running iOS 16.1 or later, and the airline's app is up to date. Oh, so it's an OS thing. So I might actually have that. I'll have to check. I don't have any United flights coming up, but when and if I do. With up to 3 million users interacting with the app daily, United's app also boasts unique features, including Agent on Demand, Map Search, the Travel Ready Center, a terminal guide, and more. Ooh, okay, so that's kind of cool. Air Canada, not that interested in that. Air Canada, I don't know how I feel about Air Canada. I got a business class Air Canada flight coming up that I'm working on, but not all was well with that. So if you're a longtime viewer, we discussed Cathay Pacific was going to be giving away free tickets to Hong Kong as a kind of COVID relief package. So I found this article as a follow-up. Cathay's Pacific free tickets to Hong Kong all claimed in 2.5 hours. All right. Zachary Kusin was ready. The New Yorker had marked the date on his calendar months in advance and checked the Hello Hong Kong website every day for more information, all in hopes of scoring a free airline ticket. The Hello Hong Kong initiative was introduced to lure back tourists and revitalize the city's tourism industry, which took major hits as the financial hub was almost impossible to access for 3 years due to COVID regulations. At a splashy event in February of 23, city officials announced that some 500,000 free airline tickets would be distributed both to local residents eager for a vacation and international travelers keen to visit Hong Kong. It sounded too good to be true for Kusin, who has never been to Hong Kong and felt that with the high cost of airfare from the US to Asia, he wouldn't be able to afford to visit on his own. Tickets were distributed in stages broken down by country or region. On May 17th, residents of the United States and Canada could try their luck. To be eligible for the giveaway, users had to sign up for an account with Cathay Pacific, Hong Kong's flag carrier, then opt in to receive promotional emails from the airline. Sounds like a typical giveaway. On the day of the giveaway, hopeful travelers needed to log in to their Cathay accounts, then wait for a promo code which they could then use to book a gratis ticket. However, huge demand meant that long digital queues formed even before tickets were available. Wow, shocking. Anyone surprised by that? I don't think so. Kusin tells CNN that he waited for half an hour just to log into his account, only to get an error message when he did. He refreshed and tried again, he says, only to be put back at the end of the line and told he had more than an hour to wait. Ultimately, his quest was unsuccessful. This reminds me, I tried to get tickets to the Ryder Cup, the golf thing, and I had a similar experience. I got into the queue, and then by the time I got to the front, everything was gone. It's very sad. We are very encouraged by the enthusiastic response from our Cathay members who registered for the exclusive ticket offer to Hong Kong. As the home carrier of Hong Kong, we are excited to be supporting this campaign and to welcome visitors from around the globe to discover the beauty of our beloved home city. I was completely stonewalled, Kusin says. I've been hearing the same story from other people. They waited in a massive digital queue. They couldn't sign in, and if they did, they couldn't find the promo code. Shocked. Airfare is so up across the board right now. Going to Hong Kong is really expensive. It would have been such a good deal, and it would have sorted my vacation for the year. Instead, Kusin says he's decided to buy a less expensive ticket to Portugal. Yeah, I don't know that I want to go to anything in China right now. That's personal opinion. Hey, David Lazarus. Good morning. Actually, it's getting closer to good afternoon, I believe, for you. I'm about to the end. There hasn't been a lot of chit chat today, so it's been going quick. Because I've only got one story left, and it's kind of a sad story. Oh, and yes, again, CNN. I already saw that. So, if you're a Star Wars fan, seems like there's tiers of Star Wars fans. I think been disappointed in some of the recent movies. I didn't think they were as good as the original three, but the original three had quite the impact on me as a kid. But Disney World is closing its Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser in September. I've not heard very much about the Galactic Starcruiser that makes me think it's a very good Star Wars experience. I've heard it's really, really expensive, and some of the stuff I've heard about it, like when you go to the Starcruiser, you get put in the back of a van with no windows to try to simulate a shuttle ride or something. So you get stuffed in a van, and then you get driven to a place, and it spits you out, and it's all like this fake space stuff. And anyway, it just sounds really lame, and it's really expensive. It's either $6,000 for 2 nights, or it's $6,000 a night for 2 people. I'm not quite sure. Walt Disney World is closing down Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, one of its newest and splashiest attractions, at the end of September, the resort announced Thursday. The ultra-immersive and ultra-pricey bow to the Star Wars universe, and again, from what I've seen, I don't know that they did a very good job with that. Open to much fanfare in spring of 2022. Guests pay from about $4,800 to $6,000 per cabin for the immersive 2-night experience, depending on the number of people in their party. The concept has been touted as a much more than a hotel stay with sci-fi decorations. Voyages include 2 nights of lodging, but also all food, programming, entertainment, and special access to the Galaxy's Edge area of the Hollywood Studios theme park in Orlando, Florida. When CNN asked Disney why the attraction was closing, a spokesperson said it was a business decision and did not elaborate. It could be because Disney's losing billions of dollars right now. As for the fate of the building housing the futurist experience, Disney had nothing to share at this time. Yeah, there's a picture of Nerds in Paradise, supposedly. In an official media statement, Disney said Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is one of our most creative projects ever and has been praised by our guests and recognized for setting a new bar for innovation and immersive entertainment. This premium boutique experience gave us the opportunity to try new things on a smaller scale of 100 rooms. As we prepare for its final voyage, we will take what we've learned to create future experiences that can reach more of our guests and fans. Yeah, Disney said it would contact guests who previously booked a voyage on or after September 30th to discuss their options and modify their plans. New bookings for any remaining reservations between now and the final run, starting on September 28th, are on pause. They will reopen on Friday, May 26th. So if you want to go, you probably are not going to be able to. Yeah, hotel is super expensive. Hey, Lo's here. Hey, Lo. Lo says, I've heard way more negative than positive on that. Yep, me too. The initial reviews were good, but these were rich YouTubers. Disney Plus is losing subscribers as well. Yeah, Disney Plus, actually, so Disney Plus is about to, one of the other pop culture streamers that I watch had a list of all the shows that are being removed from Disney Plus. They are purging Disney Plus of a lot of content. They may have already done it. Things that just turns out a lot of people didn't want to watch or didn't watch. So anything with a really low view count, I think, is getting removed from Disney Plus. Actually, a lot of, I don't know that anything on Disney Plus is, they don't really share. So I don't really know that anything on Disney Plus has had a really successful run. They would probably claim otherwise, but yeah, they don't. When you don't publish the numbers, that's really hard to tell. I think that's a lot of what the writers' strike is a lot to do with AI. From what my nerds are talking about, it's real easy for a producer to get a story outline from ChatGPT or whatever the version is that a writer can use. And the other thing is because they don't publish actual viewership numbers for a lot of the shows that are streamed, you can't really, I think writers would like to be paid a portion of the residuals based on how many viewers. And I think they think there's more viewers than there are. Anyway, I don't really know all the details about that, but it's going to be interesting. I don't think the writer's strike is going to end anytime soon, and it'll be interesting to see if anyone cares. So yeah. I think a lot of the initial reviews on YouTube reviews were comped. I think Disney comped a lot of visits to sympathetic YouTube people, knowing that they would do a good review. It's interesting. I came back from Florida and Orlando a while back, and there were some people in the row behind me with their Galactic Starcruiser gear. So I didn't chat them up, but yeah. So yeah, we'll oh well. One of the shows I watched does a closing time for things that are going away, and I don't have any closing music, but goodbye, Disney. I don't think this is really for me anyway. So David says the writers were offered a big cut in this environment. The networks may never recover. Yeah, this really could be the end of, I really think, my personal opinion is there's just too many streaming services. I don't think, especially with the current economy, that it makes sense for a lot of people to pay $10 to $20 a month for 8 different streaming services. I think people pick one or two, and they go on. I mean, I have Prime Video because I do. I have Amazon Prime, so I get Prime Video automatically. And we've added like Masterpiece Theater to that and stuff like that. I was wishing Badger was here because I actually downloaded and read the first chapter of The Wind in the Willows, with let's see, it's Mole and Rat had lunch in chapter 1, and then Mole tipped the boat over in the river. Anyway, it was interesting, expanding my horizons. Yeah, so I think there's too many streaming services, so I'm not going to be surprised if Disney Plus, if the folks at Disney, after losing all the money that they're losing, decide to just shutter Disney Plus, as a new television source. I can see Disney Plus continuing as a place to play old Disney movies, but yeah, it's hard for me to believe that all of these streaming services can make it. I think even Netflix is suffering, which they've been the king for a long time. So Lo says, and you actually have to create content that people like. Funny about that, one of the biggest movies last year, Top Gun Maverick. And it was just a movie, just an action movie. Wasn't trying to be anything other than an action movie. I think people, especially when things are bad, I think they just want to be distracted, and have a good old action movie is a good way to do that. I hear there's a craptastic amount of horror movies in production. Horror movies are cheap to make, and again, because they're cheap to make and people like to be scared, they usually make money also. So Disney are closing lots of stores as well, down from 1,000 plus to under a couple of dozen. That's a huge cut. Wow. The big networks are apparently showing reruns to fill space. Yeah. Unscripted, the last time that I believe the big growth in unscripted TV occurred when the last writer's strike happened. There were no writer's strike, and the networks needed content, so they went with unscripted TV. So I think that's a lot of what happened there. But yeah, it's crazy times. But that's all the news I got this week. Those that came in late, David, you're welcome to rewatch the stream. It'll be live here in a moment, so you can watch it. All the links are already in the show notes. So if you want to look at the websites, my most exciting thing I had was these Air New Zealand sleep pods for $250 to, what's that? 4 hours. $70 an hour to have a place to sleep on a long haul flight. Maybe that's worth it. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna say goodbye then. Again, we're doing Mondays and Monday mornings and Thursday evenings, and we're gonna keep doing that for the short term and see how that goes. Thursday evening, I'm hoping to have Matt here Thursday evening. I've got a scheduled test run with Matt this evening, so barring any unforeseen complications, hopefully he and I will be doing that tonight, and he will be here Thursday. So I will be, if he is, I will put his beautiful face, his beautiful mug on the thumbnail for the video, or for the stream, for Thursday night stream. So all right, thanks for coming along today, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all new video Wednesday, which is, what is Wednesday's video? I don't know. Anyway, new video on Wednesday and stream Thursday. So I will shut her down there, and happy week, everyone.